All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to try and decode the language of your body's most sophisticated defense network. I'm talking, of course, about the immune system. So let's start with a big question. How does your body actually tell a friend from a foe? I mean, think about it. You've got trillions of cells, and somehow your body knows instantly the difference between, say, a harmless piece of lunch and a dangerous virus. How on earth does it make that call, second by second? Well, the answer is just it's remarkable. It's like your body has this incredibly advanced internal security system, a personal protection service that's been battle-tested and perfected over millions of years of evolution. And the best part? It's working for you 24/7. Okay, so when you think security system, you might just picture a single wall, right? But it's way more sophisticated than that. It's actually a dynamic two-branched operation. You can think of it as having two totally different but complementary lines of defense. So on one hand, you've got what we call innate immunity. These are your first responders. They are unbelievably fast. We're talking kicking into gear within hours. But they're kind of generalists. They just attack anything that looks even a little bit suspicious. Then, on the other hand, you have your acquired immunity. These are the elite specialists. Now, they might be a little slower the first time they meet an intruder, but their attack is absolutely laser-focused. And here's the kicker. They have an incredible memory. Once they've seen a bad guy, they never forget. All right, so we've got our first responders and our elite specialists. Makes sense. But, a security team is only as good as its intelligence, right? How do they actually know who to target? What is it they're looking for? And this, right here, this is the central mystery. I mean, with all the complex stuff floating around inside of us, how does the system know, okay, attack that bacterial cell, but leave that perfectly healthy liver cell alone? What's the signal? What's the secret handshake? The scientific answer, the key to this whole thing, it all comes down to one crucial term, the antigen. So what is it? Well, formally speaking, an antigen is any substance, and it's usually a protein or a polysaccharide, that triggers an immune response. It basically makes your body go, hey, let's make some antibodies to fight that. So let's bring that back to our security analogy. The easiest way to think of an antigen is as the intruder's unique uniform, or maybe its molecular fingerprint. It's this really distinct pattern, maybe on the surface of a virus or a bacterium, that our security forces can look at and immediately recognize as, nope, that's not one of us. So what makes for a good, recognizable uniform? What catches the security team's eye? Well, the immune system is best at spotting those fingerprints that are clearly foreign, not from around here. They also need to be structurally complex and pretty large. A simple, tiny little pattern might just get overlooked. But a big, complicated protein from a virus, oh yeah, that is going to set off all the alarms.
But of course, it's not always that simple. This is where things get a little more nuanced. See, not all of these uniforms are created equal. And not every single foreign thing that enters your body triggers the same massive alarm. This is where a kind of support team of other molecules comes into play, and they help adjust the response.
So, let's look at this support team. First up, you've got the immunogen. This is the real deal, a full-blown antigen that is guaranteed to provoke a strong response. In our analogy, it's a known high-priority threat. Then you have something called a hapten. This is more like a tiny little clue, a small molecule. By itself, it's so small the system doesn't even notice it. But if it latches onto one of our own proteins, that whole package suddenly looks suspicious and triggers an alarm. And finally, there's the adjuvant. Now this one's different. It isn't an intruder at all. Think of it as the alarm amplifier. It's a substance that just cranks up the volume on the immune response, basically telling the security team, hey, pay attention, react to this and react strongly. Okay, I know. Immunogen, hapten, adjuvant, it sounds like a lot of complex jargon. So you might be asking, why does any of this matter? Well, it matters because mastering this very language is exactly how we've learned to take control and actually direct our own immune systems. And the perfect example of this? Vaccines. This is literally how a vaccine trains your body. Let's walk through it. Step 1. We introduce a safe version of that intruder's uniform. That's our antigen. Step 2, we'll often mix in an adjuvant, our alarm amplifier, just to make sure the system takes this training drill seriously. Step 3, your elite specialists, the acquired immune system, they respond, they learn how to fight it, and most importantly, they create a lasting memory. And the result, that's step 4, your body becomes a trained, ready fighting force. So when the real bad guy shows up, the response is so fast and so powerful, you often don't even realize you are under attack. It's incredible when you think about it. For thousands and thousands of years, this ancient intelligence system just protected us all on its own. But now, by finally learning its language, the language of antigens and adjuvants, of memory and response, we've gone from being just passive passengers to being active directors. It really leaves you with a powerful thought, doesn't it? Now that we can actually write the training manuals for our own internal security force, what else could we teach it to defeat next?